Run! Go! Get to the jibber jabber!
Hey Valerie! It's on Apple Podcasts and Podomatic! Freaking awesome!
Alright guys, thanks for tuning in. Every week we are here on episode 4 since moving to Podomatic. Thanks again to everyone who downloaded last week's deep dive on Meet Joe Black. More about the deep dives coming up. On today's show, we shall talk about movies that were so bad, they were good. J-Mac, how has your week been?
You know me, mate, just getting pissed off at the world. Yourself?
Pretty much the same. Pretty much the same.
A few little things have niggled me this week. Would you like to hear about some of them?
Squire, I do confer. On you go.
Well, one of them is, this is the lesser of the two. This pissed me off a wee bit less than the other one. But Brian May getting made to apologise for saying that Bryan Singer was innocent until proven guilty. Fucking why? It is fucking more than true that you're technically innocent until proven guilty, which has stopped happening. By the way, like him, I'm not saying Bryan Singer didn't do it. I think he's been bumming people. I really do.
We got an exclusive.
There's been far too many stories about this for far too long with Bryan Singer. So I've got every confidence that the man is a big dirty boy bummer. Which is horrendous. But Brian May made it clear in his first statement that he wasn't defending him. He basically was just saying, guys, going to kind of cool it off and let stuff fucking proceed the way it may. The way it Brian may.
The way it may.
So, yeah, that pissed me off. Brian May comes across as one of the nicest fucking people in the world, and to make him apologise for basically saying don't jump to conclusions, it just shows you the state of the fucking planet.
I agree with that.
Due to a huge minority of people that just like to kick up shit for nothing. I'm swearing a lot. I'm going to stop that. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Do you know what? In 2019, the kind of stuff like this that is going on does make you want to swear. It makes you want to just go out and kick a vegan. Let's just blame the vegans.
You know we have nothing against vegans.
Well, I mean, it's technically not even that bad if you do have something against vegans. It's not like it's racist.
That's true.
Which brings you to your next point.
Liam Neeson. Yeah. Fuck off. Piers Morgan, the guy who taps dead people's phones to get fucking information for stories, has the audacity to come out and say, audacity, there's a wee advert, has the audacity to basically condemn Liam Neeson for having strong feelings about his friend getting raped. I'd have strong feelings if you got raped.
Oh, thanks, man. So far, I've made it through the wilderness. Somehow I made it through.
So, basically, for those of you who haven't heard the story, which I'm assuming is none of you, none of the one person that's listening, he basically said a black guy raped his friend, and he just at that moment in time had revenge on the mind and just went out looking for the black guy. It doesn't matter what colour he is. If somebody raped Kevin, if somebody raped my wife, if somebody raped my friend, any friend, first thing I'd want to do is go out and kill them. If they were black, white, Hispanic, Chinese, one of those fucking lost tribes, I'd want to kill them.
Yeah.
It's not my fault what colour they are. And that's basically what happened. And Liam Neeson has had enough shit to deal with in his life without having people jumping on this ridiculous bandwagon. So, leave the guy alone. He might have spoken a bit out of turn, but what he was saying was that in that moment, he thought something pretty bad. He thought he wanted to kill somebody in a dark moment of a dark part of his life.
And he also recognises that,
Exactly.
that it was wrong.
That was my
You know.
next thing. He knows he was wrong.
He brings the conversation to the forefront as well, where people should be able to have that conversation and admit to themselves and others, hey, I've had moments like that where I wasn't thinking right, or I was thinking quite horribly to a certain select group based on certain incidents. But the thing is, he brought it up and he shot it down straight away and recognised it for what it is. So if anything, I think that's brave. I don't think he's a racist.
That's what I was going to say. Do you think for 1 second that Liam Neeson is a racist?
Nah.
Nah.
Even with his unique set of skills, he's not a racist.
I have a very particular set of skills and a very particular American Irish accent. But no, he might have said something stupid to the wrong person and it's just gotten blown out of proportion, as everything does. So yeah, that's what annoyed me this week. Did anything annoy you this week, Kevin?
Annoy me? Just a headache that won't shift.
It's called marriage.
Just current state of affairs with the whole unemployment due to redundancy. And I love it. Anytime someone phones up and they're like, yeah, this bill hasn't been paid or whatever, I'm like, yo, it's because I don't have a job anymore. And then I feel them judging me straight up, and I was like, yo, I didn't get sacked. Like I was made redundant. And then their attitude towards me just changes.
Really?
Are you jobbist? Are you jobbist against me? Did you just assume my leaving work?
I also think it's funny that everybody that has offered you a job has offered you a 0-hour contract. So it's like, all right, so you're not offering me a job. You're offering me the opportunity to sit in my house and wait for you to phone me. Go and suck a fucking melon.
And do you know what the best part of it is? Right, when I go to the employment here in the United Kingdom, when you don't have a job, you have to go every week to a meeting, to which you'll be paid money. Not a lot of money in the slightest, right? But you get paid chop change for telling them that you've been looking for jobs and blah de blah de blah. Anyway, so this is my first time ever doing this in the whole 27 years of my life. Obviously, in like the last 15 years of my working life, this is the very first time I've ever had to actually go down this road. And so I went in and I'm as honest as hell. I'm prepared. I've got printed out PDF of all the jobs that I've attended, the dates, everything, just to keep myself and them right, make the trip there less hassle for everybody, so I can get in, get it home, get it washed. Well, I went in and I'm like, well, so how have you been today then? How have you been this week? Any advance on the jobs? And I'm like, yeah, I had 2 interviews, but I had to sadly turn them away because I was offered a 0-hour contract. And I'm met with, what? Well, you can't do that. If you get offered a job, you've got to take it. I'm like, the thing is though, it's a 0-hour contract, which means I don't know if I'll be even working 5 hours that week. Yeah, but it clearly states in the terms and conditions that you need to take any job offered, so we can stop your money. I'm like, what? I said to them, I goes,
fucking Tories!
Honestly, I said to them, I says, would you take a 0-hour contract? I says, how can I guarantee every month my rent will be paid and that my kids will have everything they need for school and whatnot based on a 0-hour contract? Oh, it says in the terms and conditions that if you're offered a job, you must take it. I was like, note to self, don't tell her about job interviews anymore.
Other note to self, don't put that in a podcast.
Mate, you know, I'm confident at this point that they'll not be listening. And the reason being is we struggle to get just like people that are interested in this podcast to listen. Nah, I'm not joking. On that note, I mean, we actually have quite a few good viewers, like returning viewers at least. Well, I'm not saying numbers right now. I don't want to embarrass anybody, but we're doing all right. We're doing all right.
Yeah, thank you, people, for actually listening
Absolutely.
to us. It does help when you listen, because when you don't listen, we're just like 2 guys talking to each other and recording it and putting it out there for nobody. So thank you.
Well, at least it's for us.
Yeah, without you guys, this is pointless. So keep it coming. If you do like it, tell your friends. And if you don't like it,
to come and listen.
yeah, if you don't like it, don't tell your friends. because we'd rather they didn't know that we were shite at it.
Absolutely. Speaking of shite, what you been watching? Nah, I'm only joking. So back to our usual format of the show. Today's show, obviously, as we said, we have a theme, which is where Jordan and myself will pick a movie that was from our childhood or otherwise not from our childhood but from the very recent. Just a movie that we really enjoyed, that we loved because it was so bad. You know, one of those movies that you watch now after like 10 years and never seeing it because the VHS got all soggy and you don't even know where it is and you don't even own a VHS player anymore. Well, I still do. So yeah, we both selected a movie each to kind of discuss and tell each other about. And I've not seen the one he's talking about, and I know he hasn't seen the one I'm talking about, so that should be interesting. So stay tuned for that at the end of the show. As normal, we're going to go to the What Have We Been Watching section, where we talk about recent things we've been watching. You can also see us talk about these things on YouTube, where we've got a little mini show called Watch This. I believe Jordan's... I believe Jordan... Hey, you know Jordan.
Yeah.
Now that you've got your wee setup, you should probably do your Watch This like as you are sitting right now with your wee setup. Like, that'll encourage you.
Do you know, I could maybe even do one tonight. If I've got time once I've finished, I might sit and watch something and I'll do a wee watch
don't
this.
Stress yourself, Squire. Don't stress yourself.
It's not stressful.
So I'm going to kick off. I'll kick off what we've been watching this week. For me, I've actually, because I don't have a job, I've had a wee bit more time to just watch a few extra movies. Not that I've not been looking for a job, because I have. It's just in the late hours before I go to sleep. You know, once I've done all that busy job searching all day. So one of the first movies I watched, and I went to watch this because I really enjoyed the Coen Brothers' Ballad of Buster Scruggs. I really enjoyed that enough that I wanted to. Tim Blake Nelson, I really like him as an actor.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back and I watched something else that they done, the Coen Brothers, called "Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?"
How's my hair? How's my hair?
Right now, have you seen that, Jordan?
Love it.
How good is it? Do you know one of my favourite bits are? In fact, let's see how well you know me. What's one of my favourite scenes in that movie, Jordan?
I'm gonna think. Is it when John Goodman crushes a frog in his hand?
No, but that was funny. No, it wasn't funny. It was quite sad. John Goodman was great. I loved that he played a member of the Ku Klux Klan. No, my favourite part is where they're on stage and they're singing in the jailhouse now, and John, is it Turturro?
Mm-hmm.
John Turturro.
Turturro, yep.
They're singing "Here in the jailhouse now," and then what happens is he comes up with his big daft beard on. He goes, "Hi, older day." I was howling. I was absolutely howling. I thought, do you know, and I really like the chemistry between the three of them, George Clooney and Tim Blake Nelson. It's one of those movies that you take it seriously, but it's fun. Right? And everything about it was fun.
I think everybody kind of forgets how good George Clooney actually is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just in that he is actually really good in a lot of stuff. If you think about like his big break really came with ER, but if you look at him in, for example, Sitting Open over there, From Dusk Till Dawn, he's actually brilliant in it. He is quite kind of threatening and dead-eyed, and his line delivery is it's so to the point that it makes you smile. And yeah, I actually really like George Clooney, and I would have his babies. I would have his babies.
Well,
wee mini Cloonies. Actually, we could mix the surname. We could get McCloonies.
McClooney.
Oh, there's a wee mini Jordan McClooney.
God. What about Tim? I thought Tim.
Yeah, he is. He's a wee kind of mini force of nature. Like, he just kind of flies under the radar all the time, but whenever he shows up, you're just like, he's quality. I love that guy.
Tim Blake Nelson actually is.
My name's Buster Scruggs.
Was it the what something Songbird? He goes and he's in the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, and he walks into the saloon and he's like, "Could I have a splash of whiskey to wipe the trail dust off my gullet? Was it preserve my singing voice?" Oh Oh man,
Slap a shooting on my part.
love it, love it. So, like I said, his performance in Buster Scruggs had me go back and check out another Coen Brother movie, which obviously was Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? And I would definitely recommend that for all yous that are stuck on Red Dead Redemption right now and right into the Western thing, because there's a lot of Western stuff coming out right now. It seems to be back in the light. Go check out Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? You shall not be disappointed. Another one I had watched recently was the sequel to The Equalizer, which is aptly named The Equalizer 2. I know, what do they think of this? It's pretty much the same old story. Imagine Equalizer 1, it's the same kind of thing, just different people. Obviously Denzel's still there, badass as always. If you want to watch Equalizer 2, you're going to watch the first one, you expect this exact same kind of thing for the second one, but you won't be disappointed and you will not be let down by it either. It was really good.
Whoa.
God
damn it, my phone
Are
fell.
we alright there, Jordan? Did you fall?
No, I didn't. But, pardon me. Excuse me. What was the film you were talking about there, sorry?
Equalizer 2.
Oh yeah, because I had something to say about it. I haven't seen it.
Good.
I haven't seen Equalizer 2 yet. I did like the first one. It was a really slow burner, but it did have a decent payoff. And it's got Denzel Washington in it. What is the guy actually been bad in? I'm not saying he hasn't been in any bad films, but he's not been bad in anything.
Yeah, he pretty much plays the same character in every single one of them, eh?
He just plays Denzel. Ha ha ha.
That ain't gonna work for me, boy. That ain't gonna work for me.
You don't want to. No.
So, in regards to Equalizer 2, definitely give it a watch. It's entertaining, it's fun. It's got 6.8 on IMDb. And enjoy it.
That's
Jan
not bad.
Doors.
Not bad for a sequel. 6.8.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
What had you been watching?
Well, I've tried to watch a couple of things. I managed to watch the entire Crazy Heart.
Crazy Heart.
Which a lot of people actually haven't heard of, but it did win the Best Picture. Sorry, not the Best Picture. Best Actor Oscar.
Jeff Bridges.
For Jeff Bridges, and also Best Original Song for The Weary Kind by Ryan Bingham. It was actually after I seen that film, I got a bit of an affinity for country music. Actually, that's something I meant to bollock you for, by the way.
I know it's coming.
It was weeks ago. I indicated on Facebook that I might be interested in a country music festival, and your response to it was to go, yeah, prick.
There's just something was funny when I was scrolling down my Facebook feed, and I was looking. It's like J Mac is interested in such a it's like a wee woman like fucking Shania Twain with a wee acoustic guitar like country music, and I just pictured you sitting there with a wee straw hat, a bit of straw in the mouth, with an acoustic guitar going, "Howdy, older day, older day."
Get it too. But that film actually kind of, and saying that, my uncle, God rest his soul, he was in a country band, and we always liked listening to his music, but that was when we were kids, and then it kind of disappeared for a while, and then after watching Crazy Heart, it kind of reignited the kind of the enjoyment that I had for it, and the music in it is actually really, really good, and acting is brilliant. The guy that wrote The Weary Kind that won the Oscar, I've been to see him twice now, I think.
Yeah.
The good thing is he's not very famous here yet, so you can see him for like £4.20.
Oh, I love it when it's like that.
That's
like
great.
the dead south.
And Jesus Christ, that little noise you just heard, which I'm sure Kevin will edit out and make me look like an idiot, was a big rotten stinking eggy pump.
No idea what you're on about, Jordan.
Aye, your hole, literally your hole. So I watched Crazy Heart. For anybody that's not seen it, if you do like a nice drama, because it is a drama, it's not you're not going to see anybody getting blown up But it's a really good kind of character study, and it shows you the growth of an aging. Let me try that again. It shows you the growth of an aging alcoholic ex-music star who's kind of finding his feet again. That's a cracker. Also the other thing I started watching was Polar. Now I know that you finished it, so I'll let you take the helm on this one.
Polar, right. So this one's actually... I don't know where to begin now. When I seen that Mads Mikkelsen was in it, I thought, right, here we go. Usually anything that's got big Mads in it is a straight up, you know what you're getting, kind of thing. This took a turn. It's not exactly what I expected. It's him and what's her face from High School Musical, Vanessa Hudgens. Vanessa Ann Hudgens. So it's obviously he's a and do you know what I found very weird? Like, it starts off almost like it's a serious movie, and then you find that Matt Lucas is like the bad guy, like a very camp bad guy. I found that rather strange, right? I thought, right, this adds an element of it takes you away. You start your disbelief is no longer suspended when you see Matt Lucas as like the gay kind of bad guy, and then opposite that you've got like Mads Mikkelsen, who's like just a titan in that kind of role. When you add Matt Lucas into that soup, you're pretty much making it something you'd see on BBC Three.
They might as well have called them Blowfellas.
Yes.
Yes. It was so over the top.
Yes.
But in saying that, it is based on I was going to say comic book, but it's not. It's a graphic novel. We know it's a graphic novel. It's not a comic book, is it? It's a graphic novel because they're different because they're thicker. Fuck off. It's a fucking big comic.
Well, this is a bad comic.
Yeah, I when I started watching it and I saw the style that it was being shot in and stuff, I thought it was maybe going to be similar to, remember Shoot 'Em Up with Clive Owen and Paul Giamatti?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I fucking loved that film, and it was a film I really thought I wouldn't like, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, kind of along the same lines as Wanted with James McAvoy.
Yeah, that was really good.
I kind of thought it was going to be in the same vein as that, but I don't know, man. I just found it quite kind of formulaic and boring. I've not even finished it yet, and I don't think I'll bother, to be honest. And I love Mads Mikkelsen, man. I'm like you. The first time I seen him was actually in like most people on this side of the planet, would be Casino Royale, and I loved him in that. I loved him as Hannibal, and I loved him in The Hunt, which is a film that we've spoken about before, but not in the podcast. That's something maybe we should discuss in a bit more depth at some point.
Yes, maybe a deep dive, huh?
Possibly, yeah, but it's maybe one that I wouldn't even put to a vote. I think we should maybe just deep dive it without a vote, because it's there's so many facets to what this film is.
Yeah, well, that's something we shall explore.
Yes.
In regards to Polar, right, I watched it with the wife, and as always, she'll give me her opinion very early on in the movie. It does start off as something quite, like you say, very in the same vein as Shoot 'Em Up and Wanted, and then you see, obviously Johnny Knoxville at the start and the way he's killed, and then it's one of those movies that you could take serious if you took elements of the movie away, like Matt Lucas, just some of the way people are killed. Now I do have to say, I really enjoyed the way some people were killed and had bits ripped off them and stuff. The gore for me, it really I found it funny. When I was watching this movie, I couldn't take it completely seriously, but for what it was, I thought, you know what, it's different, and we are sick of the same old stuff. And we are so it was nice to see something different, and the fact they had Matt Lucas on one end and someone like Mads Mikkelsen at the end, at the other end of that, I just thought, right, okay, I can take it for what it was, and for me, it was a bit of fun. Obviously, the movie itself is about, the top, the black, what do they call him, the Black Kaiser, who is the like one of the best assassins that works for us, obviously a League of Assassins, And Matt Lucas, right? This is where it starts to get funny. Matt Lucas wants to have all the retired assassins assassinated, so he doesn't have to pay their pension. so I was like,
They should have just called him
right.
Bardia.
Oh, there's a wee inside one, eh? There's a wee inside one.
I guarantee
So,
most people that listen to this probably have worked for him. So.
I suppose in the early days, eh? So Polar took a 6.3 on IMDb. I rated it a 7 because I was entertained.
I think
I was entertained.
Yeah, what you were saying about the gore, that was one of the reasons that I watched it. Cause it's been a while since I've seen something that was kind of gory and fun, because like you've got like torture porn and stuff like fucking Saw, or what Saw became. It didn't start off like that, but what the Saw movies became was just right. Let's see how many ways people can get ripped apart. But then when I seen that, and I was like, it's a film about hitmen, so I wonder if it's going to be a more kind of realistic thing or a more kind of I don't know. But the major problem I've got with films nowadays that go for gore is the lack of practical effects. It's all CGI squibs. You don't need CGI squibs, man. You look at when Ed 209 wipes out that wee dork in the office in RoboCop. That's still one of the most fucking disturbing things I've ever seen in my life. Especially if you see the director's cut, man. The guy gets blown up like a fucking burst sausage in a microwave. It's ridiculous. Yeah. It's so over the top, but you can still almost feel every bullet hit. I think with these digital squibs, it just takes away from it, and they really should take a step back on that. That's my opinion. Other people might not agree. There's certain things that need to be CGI, but blood with gunshots isn't one of them. It's just a cheap way of not having to replace fucking clothes. That's all.
Yeah.
Because if you look at the squibs themselves, or the digital squibs. By the way, for those of you who don't know, a squib is a blood pack. Just so you know. Digital squibs, they all look the same. They're just mirrored in different directions, and it's so fucking stupid. The good thing about a good old-fashioned squib that like you get in RoboCop, for example, is when they press that button to make it pop, there's no saying where the blood's going to go. It's just going to go where it may, and it just looks so much more realistic. The first time I seen them getting used, in my memory, it might not be the first time it was used, but the first time I remember seeing it on film was in a Japanese film called Battle Royale. I don't know if you've seen that one, Kev.
No, I haven't.
You really should. It's a cracking film, but it does have digital squibs, and it's the first time I'd seen it. And this was in early 2000s, I think this came out.
I'll check it out.
I was still a teenager, so you would probably been about 9 when that came out.
Damn.
And I remember thinking when I seen it, well, that looks kind of fake. Whereas, again, I go back to RoboCop, you look at that guy getting blown apart on the desk, you're just like, yeah, fucker, that looks sore. I do not want to be on Ed 209's fucking radar.
Hey, by the way, did you see, for the love of Monopoly Events, have the guy that played RoboCop?
Peter Weller.
Yes.
Yes, I did see that, and I nearly spunked.
So you and I will need to get together and have some conversations about what conventions we will be doing this year, because as I'm aware, so far we have access to very, very big ones. So, so we will confer together.
Good.
To concur.
We will confer to concur. I have a very particular set of concurrences.
And we shall confer all of them. So,
Peter Weller's going to be at For the Love of Sci-Fi in Manchester, I think, in December. So basically a year from the first time we did For the Love of Sci-Fi in Manchester.
So maybe we could be there. Maybe you should let us know if you want us guys to attend again.
Yeah. The good thing is that Monopoly Events, who ran For the Love of Sci-Fi, have basically given us kind of free reign of what we want to attend in the future, which we're very thankful for. Obviously, we've done such a good job when we went down the last time, even though nobody fucking saw it. Start watching our stuff, people. Fucking hell.
People saw it. People are watching it, mate.
Not enough people. Get more people to watch it.
My daughter and her after school club watched it.
Right, I'll give you a job. I'll pay you 50 pence an hour to go out in the street and fucking sell our stuff.
Mate, I've been doing that for free.
But it's a 0-hour contract.
Oh, I'll take this one. Yeah, my daughter actually had our podcast on in front of her wee classroom in her after school club on the projector. How sweet is that? She got in the car and she goes, "Dad, I was watching your podcast at my after school club." I was like, "What?" I was like, "How did you watch my podcast in your after school club?" "Well, they've got a projector and we can go on the wee computer and we've got access to YouTube." I was like, "So how did you find it?" She wrote, "I wrote Kevin Wells' podcast." And I was like, "Well, what one did you watch, pal?" And she goes, "You know the one where you're in the Star Wars place." I was like, she's like, "I was watching it with my friends," and I was like, "That's my dad there and his friend."
I actually had a funny moment with my kid the other day as well. He was I was getting ready to go to work and I was shaving. Well, sorry, I wasn't shaving completely. I was trimming round this lovely beard that I'm growing right now. I was trimming the fat away, and he was watching me shaving, and he was asking questions about what I was doing. I was like, "Oh, this is a shaving foam. This stops your skin getting sore, blah 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 blah." So I start shaving away. And I started bleeding. He's like, "Oh, Dad, you've got a red spot." I was like, "That's blood, son." And he was like, "Oh, why are you bleeding?" I was like, "Because I cut myself. That happens when you shave sometimes." He went, "Okay." And then came time for aftershave. So I grabbed my aftershave, shake it in my hand, splash it together, and I put it on my face like that. And no, because I'm a real man, I could handle it. But do you know what he said to me? He said, "Daddy, how come you didn't scream like Kevin in Home Alone?"
Oh, that's awesome.
I was like, "I love you even more, son."
That is awesome. That's actually really good.
He loves
Well
Home
done,
Alone.
Murray.
Loves Home Alone.
Good. Do you know, wee fun fact for you, all the way through school, teachers always used to refer to me as Kevin from Home Alone. Why, you say? Because the teachers would all be like, "Kevin, do you know, I feel like Kevin's mum in Home Alone." Do you know how many times I heard that from unrelated teachers? Unrelated teachers, right? One from high school, one in primary school, from different departments, all said the same thing. Apart from the PE teacher, he told me that I reminded him as the big goofy Eddie, Ken from Ed, Ed and Eddie. Ken the one that's like, "Ah!"
Nah, that was after my time, man.
What? You never watched Ed, Ed and Eddie? Brrr.
Nope. Brrr, no.
Oh, mate, no way.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
That was after my time, man. In fact, Pokemon was after my time. I was like 12 or 13 when folk in my school were into Pokemon. I was like, "You guys are fucking stupid."
Let's be honest, no matter what, you're just never going to take to computer games, trading cards, or any of that cool stuff, are you?
Trading cards.
Trading cards. Well, when I was a minor, I had all the Pokemon cards. You know what's funny? I don't ever remember buying any. I think I just used to start off with like one, because my parents never used to give me money to go and get Pokemon cards. Now and then, maybe a pack here or there, right? But I had way more than I should have. And I think, do you know what I think it is? I just wing it. I think I just wung it and got like the full deck.
I just wung it. I don't think that's the proper kind of past tense of winging is wung.
Well, I'm using it, mate. Right? I wung it.
I wung it. Oh, by the way, what do you call the bad guys' spaceships in Star Wars? See the ones that go. You know the ones.
The TIE fighters.
Yeah. How much does the end of this bit of polystyrene look like a TIE fighter?
Oh my, it does. And for those of you at home, Jordan is holding up a piece of polystyrene to the camera that only we can see.
Yeah, it's funny though. It's funny. It really looks like one. That's weird.
I suppose it does. I suppose it does. So we shall now move on to the part of the show where we talk about movies that were so bad they were good. Jordan, who do you want to start off? Shall I go first or yourself?
Please do, because the film I'm going to talk about does have some kind of social relevance now because of recent events. The one you told me you're going to talk about I've never heard of, and I'm really looking forward to what you're going to say about it.
Let's go for it. So, the movie that I loved as a kid, alright, let me just give you a wee bit of a background on how I got this movie and how it came to be in little old 5-year-old me's possession. So, I have this step uncle, right? His name's Billy, and I think everybody has an uncle like him. You go to his house, he has a cat, and you got a wardrobe just full of VHSs. This was just a little bit before DVDs were a thing. This was when it was like you would still go into a Sainsbury's or Safeway, and it would actually still be selling VHS tapes, right? This is the kind of time we're talking about. So I would go down to his house, and he and I, because we were like yourself, we would love movies. We still do love movies, right? It's one of our biggest things that we have in common. So I'd go down, and he'd be like, "Have you seen this? Have you seen this?" And he'd hand me a couple videotapes. Anyways, he was getting rid of a lot of his videotapes for spatial reasons, right? And he said to me that, he said to my mum, "Oh, I'm selling loads." So I think my mum paid him a £5 and I was allowed to pick 5 VHSs. So I went down to his house, opened up this big ass cupboard, and I was like, right, let's see. One of the movies I picked was Ernest Goes to Africa, right, which started my love for Jim Varney and Ernest, right? Right? So one was that. I can't remember what quite a lot of the other ones were, right? One was Meet the Applegates, which also has the same actor which is in this movie I'm going to bring up. Meet the Applegates is another one I need to talk about. It's so bad it's good, but we'll save that for another day, right? And one was the pick I'm going to give you right now, and it was Transylvania 65000.
Sounds
right?
amazing.
It's a 1985 film, and
Sounds even better.
Right, the cast though, right? You've got Jeff Goldblum, Joseph Bologna, if that's how you say it.
Who?
You got Ed Begley Jr. Carol Kane's in it. You know that guy Jeffrey Jones. He's also in it.
I love Jeffrey Jones. Oh no, I used to.
You loved Jeffrey
Jones.
Yeah. And another big actress in it was Gina Davis, right?
Oh, so, she's like Stewie Griffin says, she's a little too gummy for me.
I will. And this she's really good, right? So really good cast, and I'm still so confused as to why not so many people have heard of this movie, right? So the plot is like Transylvania is a place, and 2 reporters, which is obviously Jeff Goldblum and Ed Begley Jr., right? The Jeff Goldblum plays Jack Harrison, and Ed Begley Jr. plays Jill Turner, right? Gil, sorry, he calls him Gil Turner. They both show up, and it's one of those movies that you don't really take that serious, right? You kind of do, but you don't.
He's got hiccups.
I got hiccups, sorry. So they're investigating the whereabouts of Frankenstein, and if Frankenstein exists. They find themselves turning up to this big fancy mansion house where they believe a scientist, a Dr. Malavagua is how they say his name in it, is up to some dodgy things and creating human beings, wacky human beings. So they show up there, and Gina Davis plays a vampire with her chebs out. The kind of people that they meet, it's insane. Like there's this wee guy who's a cleaner. No, it's a wee girl, sorry. It's a woman. And she speaks like that. Right? And every time you see her in a scene, right, no matter what scene it is, she's never the focus of the scene. She's usually just like washing a window in the background because she's like a servant, right, in this big house with a doctor who actually is under the house working on Frankenstein and all these wolf men and all this, right? And she'd be like cleaning the window, and they'll walk by, and one of the guys will just nudge the window, and she'll get her fingers jammed and fall. She's always getting hurt in the background of like a lot of the scenes all the way through the movie, and I'm just howling at
like Mrs. Doyle.
Right? There's a guy also, right? And he's like let me take your bags, the room service kind of guy, right? And every time he goes up and interacts with anybody for the movie, he's always playing a joke on them. So it's like he tries to get in Jeff Goldblum's room, he pops his head at the door and he's like, can I just offer you? And then they're like, no, because they don't want to see what's in the room. So they shut it. He's like, right? So he puts his head at the window, at the door, right? And then he jams his foot in, right? And then they're like, no, we told you. And then once they shut the door, the foot like comes away and he screams like, rah! And they're like, oh my god, it's his foot. And then he just goes like, got you.
Oh man!
all the way through the movie, it's just utter silliness. But I beg you to watch it. It's so good, so good. It's so bad that it's so good.
From what
it's just one of those movies.
From what you're saying, man, that film can fuck off.
Come on, please give it a chance. Right, give it a chance. It's just amazing. Even like there's a part where they're like, oh, what's that over there? Because they think they're going to find this. It's midnight. The full moon's out. And there's a bush and it's shaking and all you can hear it is right, and then they're like, oh no, this will be the wolfman, and they pull back the bush just to see a man gain at large to a lassie, right, and he's got his kegs down and she's got her kegs down, and they both look up to Jeff Goldblum and Ed, and they've got a torch shining on them, and he's like, oh, we're sorry, we thought he was a monster, and she goes, oh, he is. It's just such good memories. Such a happy childhood watching shit like that. It's just so much fun, and just thinking about it really takes me back, and it's brilliant. So my choosing of it was so bad that it's good. Transylvania 65000. See, I even know the theme song. Over to you, Jan Dorian.
Well, mine isn't a childhood one. Mine's one that I actually only watched maybe 2 years ago. It came out in 2002 or 2003. Recently, James Franco starred and directed in a film about the making of this film. That film was called The Disaster Artist, and the film that is in the film that is getting made about the film getting made and about the film getting made and
that
stuff.
Was made?
Yes, that's the one. Is The Room. Not to be confused with Room. With Brie Larson. That's a different thing. The Room stars the one and only, the very well known Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero. Now, the only reason these two people are very well known is because this film is so fucking bad that everybody sees it. Everybody's seen it. Yeah. Alright? Or everybody that's come across it has thought, I need to see this shit. I actually found out that, you know, the GFT in Glasgow, the Glasgow, I think it's Glasgow Film Theatre, they have showings of it every now and again. It's like midnight showings, and basically everybody just goes in pissed and they all just shout stuff at the screen. And
I didn't hit her!
I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. What? So apparently there's like a not a running joke, but quite often in the film you'll just see pictures of spoons for no apparent reason whatsoever. And apparently at these midnight screenings they actually hand out like 5 or 6 plastic spoons to every person that goes to see it, so whenever a spoon appears on screen they just fucking throw a spoon at the screen. I need to go to one of these screenings, man.
Maybe we will, and we'll take a camera.
No, that's illegal.
Is it?
It's copyrighted, man. It's a fucking movie. Anyway, this film it's so bad on so many levels. It's badly written. The story's terrible. The characters are just fucking out of this world bizarre. The writing is just so ridiculous. Like there's one bit where there's the main female character whose name's Lisa, and her mum comes in. I can't remember her mum's name. I don't even know if he bothered to fucking name her. That's how poor the writing is. But she's talking away and she goes, oh, and I had my results from the doctors. I definitely have breast cancer. And her daughter's reaction is like, do you want a can of juice? Do you know what I mean? There's no discussion about the fact she's got breast cancer, and you know what? It doesn't come up for the rest of the film. It's fucking hilarious. The one we mentioned was the whole, I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark. There's the tonality to it is fucking ridiculous. It just goes from one emotion to another. There's another bit where Mark, who's played by Greg Sestero, I think he was a model or something, or tried to be. He is telling a story about this girl that he knew who was a bit of a slag, and he was like, I knew this girl once. She had like 12 guys. One of them beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital in Guerrero Street. And Tommy's response, Tommy Wiseau, he goes like this, I swear to God. He goes, what a funny story, Mark. It's fucking not, man. It's horrific. And there's just so much inappropriate laughing, and he's got the most ridiculous laugh. It's literally like this. If you watch this film, man, you'll see he just goes, like he doesn't know how to act like he's laughing. And he does this. There's this scene where he tries to be James Dean from Rebel Without a Cause, and it's fucking hilarious. There's nothing good about the film other than the fact that it is so bad. I've watched it at least 4 times. It's fucking terrible.
I don't think I should watch it.
You can't look away. You can't. Honestly, you're just watching it like with your mouth just gaping open, just like what the fuck. Also, he paid for that film to stay in cinemas for 2 weeks out of his own cash. He paid for it to stay in cinemas so it qualified to be nominated for Academy Awards.
Wow.
But fuck, I can't describe. I cannot describe this film. You need to watch it. There's actually clips all over YouTube of like best moments or best worst moments from The Room. You should just look them up. They're so funny and so.
I don't even think I'm going to watch that, mate.
Honestly, you really have to, Kevin. It's especially you. You will just piss yourself laughing.
I will. You must watch Transylvania 65000 then.
What the fuck does the 65000? What does it even mean?
Well, there was a song called Pennsylvania 65000, which is also evidently the theme song for the movie. Right? Okay. So I'll assume that it's like a nod to that, where they call it Transylvania 65000. Even that guy, that's always the prankster, right? When he answers the phone in the hotel, the phone rings, and he does this. Hello, Transylvania 65000. Oh
my god.
You gotta check it out. I even got it on DVD. I have it on DVD now.
Right, I might borrow it off you.
Yes, you will, because I don't even think, because it's that old and that niche that I don't even think all your Showbox apps and whatever that you may not use will even have it. These whack your mic. I'm gonna have to fucking edit that out, mate. That's staying in now. I am not editing any of that. That bad audio jump that you just got in your ear, guys, that was Jordan's fault. Back to you, motherfucker. So now that we have that out of the way, I hope you've enjoyed the latest theme to our show. We're going to try and hopefully put a couple of themes and stuff into our shows moving forward. Just a little something to go along with our weekly or bi-weekly jabber.
Actually, sorry, this is one thing I forgot to say I was going to mention. I seen a trailer earlier on for a film that I really need to watch. I was, out of curiosity, looking at Lou Ferrigno's career on IMDb. I wanted to see how long it was between Pumping Iron and The Incredible Hulk. Because I just assumed that he got the Hulk because of Pumping Iron, and it was within the year. That's when it happened. That's when he first got to play the Hulk. But then I was like, what's he done recently? And I found a film I think it's for 2008, so I'm calling it recent. It is 10 years ago now, 11 years ago, but it sounded like a Steven Seagal film. Like when you know when you're going through your TV guide and you see the name of a film you've never heard of, and you go, I bet that's got Steven Seagal in it. You know the type of name, mate. This film that Lou Ferrigno did is called Instant Death. Right, and I checked it on IMDb, and I think it's got like 4.4 or something. But it looks like it could be that bad that it's good, or even so good that it's bad. I don't even know. But Instant Death, I'm going to try and source it from somewhere because I need to watch this film.
Well,
it looks like Death Wish. Looks like Death Wish, but with muscles.
Well, good. Well, what will happen is you watch that, and then we can report on that on the next actual Jibber Jabber. Because you guys have noticed we're doing like a Jibber Jabber, then deep dive, and Jibber Jabber. Speaking of the deep dive, we recently concluded our Meet Joe Black one episode, which we hope you guys enjoyed. We've enjoyed doing these Jibber Jabbers. I'd say you've enjoyed it also.
Deep dives.
Dorian. Ugh, aye. Sorry, it's that whole sore head and lack of sleep. Yeah, you've enjoyed doing the deep dives, yeah, Jordan?
Oh, 100%. It's actually more fun than I thought it would be. Those movie journals are amazing as well.
Yes. Yes, I agree. But we've really enjoyed doing them, obviously. So we're going to keep that a regular thing and just Jibber Jabber deep dive, Jibber Jabber deep dive. As much as they're much the same, they're still very much different. So it's a good wee project that we've been doing. What the fuck are you laughing at, mate?
As much as they're much the same, they are very much different. Fucking what?
You fucking what, mate? Oh, on the Jibber Jabbery stuff, we talk about our stuff. Also, our theme song doesn't play on the deep dives, mate. I think with the Jibber Jabbers, a less polished, edited, just raw, up there it goes. Deep dive, I put a bit of production behind it and kind of just try and set the tone and the mood for the movie that we're covering. So far, obviously, we've done Schindler's List and Meet Joe Black, which I've enjoyed. I know you have. You crybaby.
Fuck you.
So recently, we put a poll up where Jordan really, really wanted it to be, what was it called again?
Spotlight.
You wanted it to be Spotlight.
And it's Taxi Driver.
My pick won. It was Taxi Driver.
Yes. It's alright, I don't mind. That's part of the game. So, yeah, I look forward to actually revisiting Taxi Driver. I've not seen it for maybe 10, 12
you
years.
Revisit everything. Fuck's sake. Are we going to get a movie that you've not seen for the deep dive, for fuck's sake?
I know, but I think it's proven quite difficult, especially if it's films that actually matter. Do you know what I mean? Like Taxi Driver is one of them. It's kind of groundbreaking at the time. So, I'm looking forward to revisiting that. I didn't like it the first time I seen it. I will admit that, but I've got a different head now. I might enjoy it a bit more.
Well, that's a good thing as well. It's a good perspective to have from when you first watched it to now. Absolutely, I like that.
I mean, there's films that I wouldn't have liked 15 years ago that I would adore now. So you can't write anything off. But I do think for the next deep dive, I would really like to do The Hunt. So I don't want to put it on a vote. I think we'll just do The Hunt.
Yes.
Because it really is very significant and a lot of stuff to think about in it.
Is it 3 hours long, for fuck's sake?
It's not, man. It's a 2-hour film.
What? Only 2 hours. Only 2 hours.
It's 2 hours. It might even be like an hour 45, something like that. But it does have Mads Mikkelsen, who we discussed earlier. Is fucking awesome.
We'll go for that. Go for that.
That'll be after Taxi Driver, and then after the next Jibber Jabber, we'll do The Hunt as a deep dive.
Do you know what we could actually do, right? For those on the Jibber Jabber community page that don't listen to this show, and I've looked at the stats of these shows, and I've looked at the stats of who's on our Jibber Jabber community, and I'll tell you, not everybody listens, right? So what it would be quite funny just to see who's actually listening, and what we'll do is we'll just put The Hunt against like a movie that's just so shit that we know won't win. So like we force them to tell us to watch The Hunt.
Like what?
Teletubbies go to space. In fact, I'd watch
No,
the shit out of that.
no, because they would do that to us. They would actually make us deep dive a Teletubbies fucking film.
Is there a Teletubbies film? I
No,
don't think
but
there
if
is.
there was, they would make us deep dive it just to be arseholes.
You're correct. I'm actually quite happy Taxi Driver has won. I had that on VHS and I never ever watched it as a kid because I just saw a picture of a guy in the front of it and thought that's no fun. Instead, I watched Hotel Transylvania 65000 with like Frankenstein and all in it.
Hotel
Obviously,
Transylvania.
Did I say Hotel Transylvania?
You
For
did.
fuck's sake, man.
You did.
I told you, lack of sleep, right? And this headache, this feels like somebody's put a screwdriver through my eye. That's what that is. Yeah, it's Transylvania 65000. So Hotel Transylvania is no bad as well. But,
That's not bad. Blah 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 blah.
blah, blah,
It's
blah,
not
blah.
bad. It's not bad.
So the deep dive will be coming your way, obviously, the next one in the feed. Some of you guys will... No, all of you guys will have noticed we're on YouTube now. On YouTube, we didn't put all the... Well, we did actually. We put all the episodes on. So you might be on Podomatic and see that a certain episode is labelled episode 4. But then you go to YouTube and it's actually episode 7. It's only because we moved from Podbean over to Podomatic and we started a new feed. So it's all gibbledy-jabbledy, but it doesn't work. The titles are still the same.
It's all
Enjoy
gibberdy
it.
jabberdy.
Gibberdy-jabberdy. Enjoy it or don't. Your choice. Ignore it. Thumbs down. Whatever. Fuck you, mate. What's your problem?
As long as you listen, we don't care. Just listen. If you don't like it, fine. But if you do, then
even 10 minutes.
why are we telling you to listen to something? If you're listening to this already, you're already fucking listening. That's so stupid.
Exactly. Do you know what's funny? My brother obviously recently has done some editing work for us, right? And
Yes.
the
Thank
first
you,
time-
Kevin's brother. I don't know your name.
Cheers. Thanks, Adam.
Adam. Thanks, Adam.
The first time actually, which is quite funny, right? When he started putting our shows together for YouTube, he actually listened to the show, and he messaged me and he was like, "Podcast's actually quite good, mate. It's quite funny." I was like, "Did it take you to actually edit the fucking show to be forced to listen to it?"
Maybe
realise
that's what we
that.
should do. We should encourage people to fucking edit the show and they might listen to it. There you go.
Absolutely. But that was reassuring to see. So that was quite exciting.
Yes. Oh, Kev, you need to do it.
Oh yeah, okay, here we go. I should have actually done it at the start of the show, but
Yeah.
we've kind of got away from it a little bit. But for Jordan, we won't be straight back after this because we're still here. So enjoy this!
You know, and being a white guy, getting that tan, that's essential.
Okay.
Negroes running around. Can't trust them. They steal my shit. Got a goddamn engine block underneath my porch. I come out one night, there are about 5 of them scavenging on that sumbitch like they're cockroaches eating on a piece of food.
Are there any people in specific that, bug you a little bit?
Jasper. He stole the name from us. That's from the Bible. Goddamn.
How do you feel about President Obama's election?
Well, thing was a whole goddamn cheat. President up in office, he's goddamn Muslim. Everyone knows it. America's gonna go down. China is gonna be laughing at us. Like we're the laughing stock of the world. I don't get this shit. People are dumb. Goddamn idiots up here in the north.
And we're back. Yeah. What you heard there was just a little thing that it's my gift to Jordan on every episode because
Yeah,
as
fuck
you guys
it. You know
may-
what? I'm going to do one as well, so you need to find something else. We'll be right back after this!
Oh, mate, you know what? Shut up, you can fucking see them, right? Mate, I don't need Reese or Jack or... Oh, mate, shut up. You know what? I'm going to hang up now because you're some boy. But I swear to God, see when I see you tomorrow, wee man, I'm going to cut your fucking head off your shoulders. I swear to God, mate, you're going to actually die, mate. You're mate, chicken, nothing fucks it. You don't get in my black cat. You know, I swear to God, I'm going to cut your fucking head off your shoulders, wee man. I swear to God. Oh, mate, you've actually, you've just put yourself in for. You're a fucking beast. Mate, you're actually 20 now, you fucks it. You're fucking about a 15-year-old. Mate, leaving, man.
And we're back!
To you bastard. For fuck's sake.
Two.
This is usually my weekly gift to Jordan, where I give him something fun to hear while he re-listens to the show after I've edited it. So I hear the show back when I'm editing it, and then I put a wee something in it there for Jordan. It's just a wee gift. Last week we had, Brian Morgan, he's not a grass, I'll tell you right now, he's not a grass. I went to jail when I done the time. Did it make you laugh?
Nah.
No,
I think
really?
I'd seen it too recently, and nah, you need to do better, son.
Mate, I'll up my game. Then you fucking worry. Don't you worry about it. I'll up my game, mate. I'll up my game. So upon that, before closing, Jandorian, last of all known mankind, is there anything you'd like to say to our Jibber Jabber community? Is there anything you'd like to say to me? Do you want to bring something up that we haven't covered?
Rabbit baby baggy bumpers. You didn't know I was going to say that, did you?
Nice chariot, but where's your horses? No, fine chariot.
Damn it, Marge! What the fuck?
What movie is that?
I think it's End of Days.
Nah, no way.
No, I think it is.
That.
You know the scary thing was, man, for that Schwarzenegger alphabet thing. Every time the letter came up with the freeze frame where it was going to start, I fucking knew what it was going to be. That's really sad, isn't it? Apart from the damn it Marge one, because I didn't recognise that. Also the Hercules in New York, because I haven't seen that since I was about a sperm. So
I like this one as well. Dylan, you son of a bitch.
That's always good. Everybody loves that. Sure, here's my imitation.
You know what? You're just giving me more edit. At the very end of this show, the outro is going to be the Arnold Schwarzenegger alphabet. My favourite one, right, is F. Fine chariot, but where's your horses? Yours, Jordan. Fine chariot.
My favourite one is actually X, where he just goes, this $1,000.
Oh no. Far too good. Far too good.
On that
So
note,
yes, in closing, that's what you shall have. So yes, it's been an absolute pleasure again this week.
you sound so tired, man.
That's just illness. So we made it to just over an hour when I edit all this cool shit, and we're over an hour. So it's good for this week. I hope you guys enjoy what we bring to you each week, because we do this because we enjoy doing it.
Yeah, we do put a lot of effort in it as well, so don't take it for granted. There might be a day where you think to yourself, I've not listened to Jibber Jabber in a while, and you check it and you find out that we stopped doing it because you made us kill ourselves. By not listening.
Exactly. And as well, maybe one day you might want to start a podcast and then you realise, oh wait a minute, so I need to get all the equipment, work out how it works, work out how to date with someone else without it sounding shite, then edit the fuck out of it without that sounding shite, and then get it up without having to pay through the arse, and then attract listeners.
And then also, you need to learn how to speak with a proper voice so that people can understand what you're saying, Kevin.
Indeed. Wait a minute. Indeed. What was that saying there that no one understood? Was it the fine chariot?
No, it's when you say things like, you buy equipment, it doesn't fucking work, you're getting it this and getting it that, and just get it, Evan! Get it!
Sorry, I got a master's degree in just being me, motherfucker, so I just try and do that.
Well, I have a master's in giving a good radio voice, and on that note, it's time to say good evening, goodbye, good morning, whatever.
In fact,
yes, we shall. What?
We'll do something unprecedented here, Jandor. You give the outro to the show. You give the outro.
I will give the outro. You ready?
You
ready?
Are you looking at our notes?
I have no notes in front of me, man.
Right, so all we've got right now in big red bold writing is plug social media before the outro.
Yeah, so you ready? Ready for this? This is my first outro, ladies and gentlemen, so be prepared to have your minds blown. I'm like Jack Black quote there.
Fine intro, but where are your notes?
And fuck you, Kevin. Okay, so thanks for listening again, ladies and gents, and whatever you might identify as, whether it's a toaster or a fucking idiot. Be sure to like and subscribe. on YouTube, and make sure you follow us on our Facebook community page, which is the Jibber Jabber community page. Or is it Jibber Jabber podcast community? It is Jibber Jabber community. So, yep, make sure you get on there. We post things pretty much every day, multiple times a day, related to movies and just the occasional funny thing. I did find a funny one earlier on that proved that Nicolas Cage is actually David Schwimmer. So, make sure you check that one out. So, yeah, like, follow, subscribe, check us out on YouTube, and thanks again to Adam for sticking that together for us, and we shall catch you, hopefully, within the next week or so. Goodbye.
Bye, guys. Over to you, Arnie.
A is for B is for
Bullshit.
C is for
Come with me if you want to live.
D is for
Dylan! You son of a bitch!
E is for
Enough talk.
F is for
Fine chariot, but where's the horses?
G is for
Get to the chopper!
H is for
Hasta la vista, baby.
I is for
I'll be back.
J is for
Jesus, Marge! What the fuck?
K is for
Knock, knock.
L is for
I lied.
M is for
Mac.
N is for
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimball have to go to the bathroom. Nothing.
O is for
One ugly motherfucker.
P is for
Put that cookie down! Now!
Q is for
Quick, because my horse is getting tired.
R is for
Rubber baby buggy bumpers.
S is for
Sure. Here's my invitation.
T is for
Talk to the hand.
U is for
He had to split.
V is for
Very hungry.
W is for
Wrong.
X is for Y is for
You're fired.
Z is for
Zero! Now, plain zero!